Hi, this is Christina again. Um, I had bought a book by Euro Creators Justin Perry. Um, it talks a lot about how you feel as well as how you think, because there's a lot of people, the experts on the law of attraction, say your thoughts cause your feelings, but you can definitely have that feeling state of what freedom, what love, what other types of positive things that you would have if you'd have that person in your life, that material possession that you want. um, you can definitely have that feeling. And I've noticed a lot of the time it's good to monitor your feelings more often than not. It talks about monitoring your feelings, like being able to stop and ask yourself how you're feeling. And I know a coach from Achieve Today was telling me that basically focus on, like, at different times during the day, like maybe 10 or more times a day or something, at least 10 times a day, you stop and say, how am I feeling right now emotionally in my body? And that will give you a lot of good um, feedback about how you're feeling. So you can automatically change your feelings just like that. You can reach for a better feeling thought. You can focus on something that will cause you to feel happy, something that will cause you to feel at peace. But I've noticed that some people don't control their emotions. I'd learned this myself a lot of the time. Sometimes I didn't always know the best way to control my emotions, but I started reading a lot of books, and that was helpful. But Your Creators is a really good channel to help you out with that stuff. My channel has some different things on it as well. And I know that there's a lot of different things that I've noticed that have been helpful to me. You can monitor your thinking, you can monitor your feelings, and researchers tell us that about 95% of our thinking is subconscious, so only like 2 or 3% is conscious. Even if you're trying to be present in the present moment, um, you're mostly more unconscious than you are present, because your habitual thoughts, your programming from when you were younger, a child, up until maybe age 6, I think it is, um, that you are programmed by your environment, your teachers, your parents, your friends, your family, whoever was around you at those times when you were growing up. So, and also I know that your subconscious mind governs everything until you're 6 years old. So, mainly you've been doing things unconsciously till about 6, and your conscious mind then kicks in, and you're doing things consciously and subconsciously. But you can change that. It's not like as hard as it could be. It'll take some time, it'll take some work, but it's definitely helpful to change your habitual way of thinking and feeling. You can change your paradigm that way. Self-image, instead of having a self-image of a poor person, you could change to have a self-image of a rich person. It's really helpful for me to work on that type of thing. It's helpful for anyone if they want to better themselves. Um, Say if you want to become a millionaire or a billionaire. Um, I know a lot of this stuff is helpful in this book by Justin Perry. Excuse me for looking down. Um, but I know you can train yourself to focus on more positive things. You can train yourself um, to do that. And I know that even smiling is an energy exchange. Even everything is energy. Everything, the money, the car, the people, the clothes, the shoes, the furniture, the house. Everything is energy vibrating at a high speed of vibration. And sometimes if you go into a specific place, you're saying, oh, I don't like the vibe of that place, or that vibe of the place is great. That's whatever vibration the people or the place is at that moment, whether it be positive or negative. I went into a place, a store. I stood there for a while and I'm thinking, okay, I don't like the vibe of this place. I kept feeling the vibe and I'm thinking, okay, let me just go. So I left. Haven't been back since, but last time I was there before that, it wasn't I didn't have a bad vibe, but I don't know what was going on in that place. But definitely smiling for a minute can change your vibration, can change your feeling about yourself, change your feeling about your feeling within yourself. It's helpful to smile more often, to laugh more often. Even Steve Harvey would say, just bust out laughing for no reason, but I wouldn't do that everywhere. Maybe in your room, in your home, or something if you're home alone. But I would find something positive to watch on television or something positive to watch in a movie. Maybe get Netflix or Hulu. Find a funny movie to watch, a good movie, something that's maybe brings you a really good feeling. And I know that another thing I've noticed to do is to write a list of goals down. There's another point in this book, but you can also write your list of goals down to um, state what you want to have in your life, what you want to do in your life, what you want to become in your life, because it's definitely possible for you to achieve all of those things, regardless of where you started. Because some people come to this country with nothing, and then they grow to become millionaires, billionaires, the richest person in their family, the richest person in the state, the richest person in that part of the country. Um, and America is one of the best places, well, the best place to do all of those things. Um, Not only do we have the internet, but we have freedom of speech, freedom of religion, all sorts of rights and things like that. Maybe some things are regulated, yes, but it's very helpful for you to be in America. I know that's one reason why a lot of people come to the United States of America. Um, so it's really a privilege to live in the United States of America because you get to do what you want, you get to be what you want. You don't have to be in poverty. You don't have to stay in a low vibration. You can always buy a book on Amazon and find it, buy it, and maybe Kindle version. You don't need the Kindle to do so. You can easily read it on the Kindle Cloud app, Kindle for PC, um, if you don't have a Kindle. But it's always good to get a Kindle because you always carry that with you everywhere. You can read it on your phone. If you have access to Amazon on your phone, which you can always do through the internet. So it's really great to live in America. So I know that the different things that are in these books that I've been reading, like by Justin Perry, I think the book, hold on, let me see, the book is called I Wish I Knew This 20 Years Ago, Understanding the Universal Laws That Govern Things. So definitely changing your thought and your feeling is really important. I do that more often than not, and I've started like getting to the point where you can make more money like doing a lot of different things that are helpful like that. Um, Reading a lot is always good. Nonfiction books are the best to read when it comes to educating yourself. Self-education is always a good idea. One of the best ideas is self-education because you don't learn a whole lot of different certain things in school that you can learn, like investing. You can learn that online. You can learn that from YouTube videos. Warren Buffett is one person that invests. I know that's something that's really helpful for me to do. And I know there's been a story done on a man, I forget his name offhand, but he was a UPS worker, never made more than $14,000 in a year. But he started investing because someone came to him and said that they were going to put a wealth tax on him. And he took that 20, he put 20% of his income and just adjusted his life from there, and then saved that up to invest and invested that in a mutual fund. I haven't invested in a mutual fund yet, but at some point I'm going to. And there's different types of platforms you can use to invest. These are some tidbits of information I've learned over the period of time on one video. One One thing I know that I've done is I've done Stash Invest. That's really good to help to invest your money wisely. You get a bit of every different shares. Acorns is good, but I haven't invested with Acorns. But that's another one I've heard that's really good. But those are some ways to build up your money outside of just a regular bank account. And what I've found for me and for other people, that credit unions are also some of the best places to invest your money, or even to save your money, really, to have your accounts with credit unions, to save with credit unions. So these are some things that I wish that I learned when I was younger. Some things that I've learned from different books that I've been reading off more on and off. I've read that whole book maybe twice or so at this point. Maybe not all in that order, but I read the book, sitting waiting for different things, like waiting on different things, like maybe at a doctor's appointment. I would go and I would have my Kindle with me and I would read the book, and I would be reading in the waiting area. I'd read it on the way to and from where I was going if I was commuting via public transportation. But yeah, just self-education is key. Reading different books like Unshakable by Tony Robbins. I have to read the whole book, but I did find out many different keys. Compound interest is one of the best things a person could do to gain their wealth. I know Warren Buffett has done that. He does it all the time. It's like when the market is down, some people, or a lot of people, depending on who it is, they automatically sell and just convert to cash. But that's when people like Warren Buffett just go in and buy. Like I bought Twitter stock at one point for cheap when it was down. When I think it was like maybe, I forgot how much it was, but there's different brokers, different companies you can invest with. I mean, it depends on where you live. There's a lot of different places. You can always look up places online. You can start with, even Vanguard is good. But I think with Vanguard you have to have a lot more money invested in it. So with people like Ameritrade, you don't need but $50. I'm not sure about Fidelity Investments, but it depends on where you live. So I would look that stuff up. Um, and the earlier you start investing, the better. I didn't start originally as early as I could have, but I didn't know much about it back then. But I've been reading a lot, and different videos I've seen that have helped me to make a really wise decision on what to do. So, and that's another thing with self-education. The more nonfiction books you read on like people that are successful, like Napoleon Hill from Think and Grow Rich, he interviewed many different successful people, the richest people in the world at that time, or the richest person in the world at that time, and he got his information from them. And I haven't been able to start a mastermind group, but maybe at some point I will. And for African Americans, there's also Think and Grow Rich, A Black Choice, with Napoleon Hill and Dennis Kimbro. I think he's still alive, Dennis Kimbro. I think it's Kimball. But that's the cover of the book is black. I forget exactly what the letters look like, but they're more bold, what color they are. But that's Think and Grow Rich, A Black Choice. That's also a good book. I think they also have one for women now. But yeah, that's some good books to read. And another book, A Millionaire Mind, is also a good book for me. I've been reading this one more on and off. I just got this summer from Barnes & Noble. And that's been helpful for me. But I've been doing more visualization. But the key is to do it every day. Even state affirmations every day. Now, how often have to be I am or I have? Some people say it does, but I wouldn't worry about that so much, because you can indeed do a lot of good with other affirmations, like money comes easily and frequently to me, or money comes to me easily and frequently, money comes easily and effortlessly. I've gotten a lot of money coming in from even a little bits here and there in the very beginning, saying money comes easily and frequently. So I'm going to go back to that. That's helpful because people need money to live. So, or else you're possibly on the street or something, or in a homeless shelter, which no one deserves that originally. I don't think anyone ever deserves it in the first place. But this is Christina Jennings again. I know hope you check out my other videos. And if you like this video, if you like this channel, subscribe, hit the bell notification, and I will see you in the next video. Alright, take care.